Good morning. Today is Sunday, April 19th, and it is currently 10:51 a.m. What's happening right now could hit your wallets a lot sooner than you may think. Gas prices may spike overnight, and most people don't even know why, so give me just a moment of your time to inform you. The Strait of Hormuz, which is one of the world's most important shipping routes, is being restricted yet again due to tensions between the US and Iran. A lot of people may be asking, why did it close again? And that part is very important. Iran didn't just randomly decide to shut down again. They closed the strait in direct response to US military blockade of the ports.
Hello everyone, welcome back again to my channel. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe. So today we are going to look into how Iran has slam shut the Strait of Hormuz again. So let's see from the video I'm going to upload and the people's opinion about this. Let's watch the video together.
Iran has reclosed the Strait of Hormuz. You know why? Because there was no peace deal in the first place. Trump unilaterally said, we're doing a ceasefire. Trump said, okay, Iran said, great, we won. Here's our 10-point plan. You have to get all your bases out of the Gulf. You have to pay us reparations. And you have to get Israel to stop attacking their neighbors like Lebanon. Well, that's impossible. Israel's never going to stop attacking their neighbors. They're trying to get greater Israel. So Israel did a massive bombing campaign in Lebanon today. So Iran said, well, that's it. You're in violation of the deal. We're reclosing the Straits of Hormuz. And did we actually agree to all those 10 points? Of course not. But did Iran agree to any of our points? Absolutely not. There was nothing in the deal. Trump just said there was a deal, and then Iran said, if you're surrendering, we'll take your surrender. So we're back to war now. Young Turks, 6 o'clock tonight on YouTube. Make sure you check it out for all the latest on the war.
This map right here is why the United States of America is the most powerful country in the world. Donald Trump decided that we are going to blockade completely the Strait of Hormuz, which means no oil, no gas coming out of Iran, which means now the United States is the gas station of last resort for the entire world. And that's why we are so powerful, because not only is our military unmatched, but we are unmatched when it comes to energy.
We about to fact check this. First, if you mess with me, make sure you hit that follow button. And this month is SA and Autism Awareness Month. Let's get it. What the hell is he talking about? First, if America is closing the Strait of Hormuz, why is Chinese tankers going through it with no problem? It's not just China. Russia tankers are also going through the Strait of Hormuz during the US blockade. And what makes this worse is that Iran came out and said that we don't have to make our money through the Strait of Hormuz. Iran's interior minister came out and said that they have almost about 5,000 miles worth of land and sea borders, meaning they can export and import anywhere else, and they don't need the Persian Gulf, which means not only is the United States blockade a bluff, but Iran is still making money. And the only reason why over 100 tankers came to America is because the Strait of Hormuz is closed, which is why we see countries buying oil from other countries like Russia. In other words, this is only temporary, because once the Strait of Hormuz opens, people have more options to get oil. I swear, talking to MAGA is like talking to a preschooler.
Listen up, people. We've got a breaking news report. Iran is on a knife edge again. They recently opened the Strait of Hormuz just yesterday, and then it was reclosed because of the USA Navy blockade, and gunboats have attacked Indian tanker in the Strait of Hormuz early hours this morning. The ceasefire is literally hanging from a thread at this stage. What with 20% of the global oil passing through the strait and into countries around the world, the oil markets are looking very precarious at this stage, and they could spike again if war breaks out in the coming days, and this will have a dramatic impact on the whole entire global economy. Again, Ukraine overnight have been hammered by fresh barrages of drones and cruise missiles. This is after the complete decimation of Russian oil infrastructure, again from Ukrainian drones. While all this has been going on, a Japanese warship cruised through the Taiwan Strait as a show of force against China. Crazy times. The whole world is right on the edge of peace. What are you saying, people? Follow for breaking news updates. Bye-bye.
So America has declared a blockade on Iran. Again, this comes after there were talks of a ceasefire. And again, I say, if you need another sign that that is not going well, here you have it. So as it exists, no ships will be able to enter or leave Iranian ports. Blockades are something that America has consistently used against its enemies. Most notably and most recently, blockades in Cuba have been employed many times over the past few decades. When you have a nation where nothing can get in or get out due to another nation blocking it, you are ripening the situation for attacks that could be used to justify further intrusion to be waged. It's only a matter of time before another global superpower wants to pull a ship into Iranian ports and is blocked by America, or Iranian forces fire on the very ships that are blocking them in and keeping people from getting out. It seems the American government has been itching for war rather than peace, whether it's the $32 billion they've already spent, the $1.5 trillion defense budget they're proposing, the mini cut they're already using to back this war, the automatic registration of 18 through 25-year-olds in the draft come December, or the tweets literally threatening to wipe out the entire civilization. Again, expect gas prices to rise. Prices in general will rise. Markets will still be volatile. And the threat of full-out war is inching closer. The blockade will begin at 10 a.m. on Monday, Eastern Time. Follow along to stay in the loop.
This, I think, is a key turning point. This was the catastrophic mistake of the United States in this war and the Zionist regime. Because Iran had no ambition to take the Strait of Hormuz. We know that. And it was business as usual, even during sanctions. But now, under these circumstances, the Iranians have decided to take the Strait, and they're not going to give it back. And this changes the balance of power in this region permanently and in the world. So, regardless of what the Americans do, the Iranians are not going to give up the Strait of Hormuz ever. And these dictatorships in the Persian Gulf, these family dictatorships, are going to have to deal with a new reality. And so, I think that it's fair to say that the forces of empire across the region will be weakened, and the axis of resistance across the board, as a result, will be strengthened.
Actually, we had the vice president of Iran talking about this, that if we cannot achieve it with the negotiations, we're going to definitely achieve it on the battlefield.
So you're talking about a broad political spectrum in Iran, all saying that enough is enough. So for Trump or anyone in the West to hope that he can divide the president, or that there's some sort of division between, and you see that online too, unfortunately, that there's like this division between the foreign ministry or the president and the armed forces. That's nonsense. Everyone knows that everyone knows that the only way forward right now is for Iran to be steadfast. And everyone knows that Trump is dishonest, and that the United States does not abide by commitments. So the first vice president, when he says that, he sounds exactly like a military commander. And I think this is something that people should take note of.
Less than 24 hours after reopening, Iran has slammed shut the Strait of Hormuz again. The world's most critical oil entry is blocked, and the blame game between Washington and Tehran is heating up. Is this a Keswaya collapse strategic power move, or a dangerous gamble with the global economy? Public reaction has split sharply across regions. In America, many voices accuse Donald Trump of exaggerating the ceasefire deal, framing the closure as proof of market manipulation. Skeptics urge that Washington blockade undermine any chance of trust. Meanwhile, in the Middle East, reactions are more visceral. For some, Iran's move is seen as justified defense of sovereignty, while others fear it as reckless gamble that could drag the region into deeper instability. Across both sides, one theme is clear: distrust runs deep, and every narrative is shaped by politics as much as by facts. So, is this closure a tactical move, a diplomatic failure, or the start of something bigger? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the story shaping our world.